Hello, this is Mike Lodge. I am the business advisor, and I'm glad that you have joined me. Today is Monday, October 2. I can't believe it's October already. We're sitting in a month that's getting very close to the end of the year, and it seems like we just zoomed through the year. All these months went zoom, 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 and now we're here sitting in October. I can't believe it. Honestly, I guess because I'm getting older, time goes by faster. I'm not sure. Let's go over some issues on real estate. Mortgage rates cross 7.8% for the first time since 2000, the year 2000. Average new house payment at record 2,900, almost 3,000. Average rent hits record 1,900. Existing home sales lowest since 2010, and housing affordability lowest of all time. So you got to ask, how is this going to end? Excuse me. Well, I'm not sure. Things have got to start moving here, start changing, because you cannot continue on with housing prices going up, interest rates going up, and the American people not being able to afford to buy any homes in the near future. We have a problem. So with all of this happening in the real estate market, that's a concern to me. Because, and I'll tell you what one concern is that's inside my heart, okay? For you who think that you need to buy a house, and you think you need to buy a house now, no, you don't. Look at what you can afford. If you can afford a $3,000 house, fine. But you're stupid, because when you go to refinance that and your house is upside down, you're not going to be able to refinance. Think not only just now, but think about it ahead of time. Now is not the time to purchase a house. The numbers are not in alignment with your financial strength. So cool it down. At some point in time, you will be able to buy a house. There will be more inventory. And by the way, don't listen to what realtors are telling you. Don't listen to it. Listen to what the market and the economists and the accountants like myself are saying. Now is not the time to purchase a house. You have got to make some good financial decisions, and buying a house is not a good financial decision at the moment. It's nothing but caca. So realtors are going to tell you, oh, now it's the perfect time to buy a house. No, it's not. I'm telling you this. I have owned a real estate company. I have done financial accounting for real estate. I know the markets. I look at the markets every single day. Now is not the time to purchase a house or take a loan out on a house. Wait until the market gets a little bit better, okay? Now, the other thing that I'm kind of happy about is that Governor Newsom of California said, okay, there was a bill before the assembly that in the Senate that said, while people are out on strike, they should be able to get unemployment. He struck that down. So that's not going to be, because they should not be getting unemployment. They took the risk to strike. That's their responsibility. It's not the state or myself to pay you for making a risky move. The other issue that really concerned me, remember when Donald Trump had his tax returns released? Well, there was a guy called, what was his name? Charles Littlejohn, and he was a contractor with the IRS, and he got a hold of Trump's tax return and released them to the media. Illegal move, and he will probably serve some time for it because he did an illegal act. But that was a situation where the news media went with it and published it on an illegal act. So you have to think about what is the ethical thought process that is going on with people that work within the IRS. Too much is leaked. Too much is leaked out of the Internal Revenue Service, and it's done all the time. You cannot go against the Taxpayer Bill of Rights that says your tax returns are not to be released to the public. They're not supposed to be released. And if you ever find out that your tax returns were released, you have a good lawsuit on your hands because it's against the law. It is against the law. And the law was broken, and Trump's tax returns were set out into the open, into the media, and everybody started making up stories about how they read the tax return. You will never be able to read Trump's tax returns. There are too many entities that flow into his personal tax return. There are corporations, there are LLCs, there are partnerships, there are nonprofits. There's a whole bunch of movement of companies out there because he has assets tied to every single tax return he's filing. This is not a tax return that money is being shuffled through. No, they're all legitimate tax returns on legitimate companies holding legitimate assets that have value to them, and they are performing a business at the same time. So for you to make assumptions on what you think is in his tax returns, you're stupid because you'll never be able to see the whole thing. The other issue, this judge, what is that, in New Jersey or New York, someplace, who decided to place a value on Trump's Florida property in Mar-A-Lago. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm sorry, Mr. Trump, if I'm saying that wrong. But he's placing a value. Well, how did he come to that conclusion? If you are going to get a loan from a bank on a property, the bank hires the appraiser, not Trump, not the corporation that it's going into, the property is going into. It is the bank, the lending institution. Now, on a property that size, which also has commercial business happening within the property, it's going to take a long time to do that appraisal. It isn't done just overnight. They are literally looking at everything. They are looking at the value of the land, the value of the building, the value of the assets inside. In that house, they have a lot of art that are worth millions and millions of dollars. Did he look at that? Did he look at the business entity of the club memberships that people buy into being able to go to that place, which are $100,000 plus a year or something like that? Did he look at that? So I am putting this out there to the judge. Show me the documentation that you came up with that value. If you cannot show me that value, then you should step down from the bench because you did not do it in the proper legal way. Trump has no control over the value of that property. Now, he can estimate whether he thinks he can get for it, but that's just an estimate. But to get a loan on that property, the bank said, let's hire an appraiser, and they might even hire 3 appraisers because it's such a big property. Go out there, appraise the value of the land, appraise the value of the property, appraise the value of the assets inside, appraise the value of the business operating in there, appraise the value of whatever else may be tied to it. And then I want you to run some comparisons to properties like that in that area. Now, there have been some big names. If you look at the owner of Oracle, I think he spent over, what, 140 million on a property there in Palm Beach. In Palm Beach itself, on the island itself, there are over 40 billionaires that live within there. People from the Hershey, people from the Mars company, people from that are investment advisors or investment banks. They live out on that island. So there's 40 of them who are billionaires who have multi-million-dollar properties on that island. If you know Palm Beach at all, Palm Beach is set 2 different ways. One, Palm Beach, which is an island that you cross over a bridge to get to. And then there is West Palm Beach. Now, West Palm Beach is the main city portion of Palm Beach. But if you go over the bridge, that's when Billionaires Row begins to appear. Even if you go to the street that is very similar to Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, they have a street there that has the exact same look, the exact same feel, and it's called Worth Avenue. So if you look at Palm Beach Island, it is worth billions and billions of dollars. For that judge to make an assumption on the value without showing to us What did he base his value on? He's just playing politics now, because he has not done a true financial analysis of what the value of that property is. If he has, show it to me and let me look at it and let me review it, because I would like to see it. But the bank has the ability to place a value on that based upon the loan that they're going to give Donald Trump. So, Judge, show me the value. Attorney General of New York, show me the value that you think it is. Show me how you get to that, because I'm going to question it. I am going to literally look at every single line item of your analysis, and I tell you what, I will come up with problem. And anybody, if you're a good accountant, if you're a good realtor out there in commercial property, you will come up with a totally different value. That's why sometimes on these bigger properties, they would like 3 appraisals so that they know what that they can get to the closest value of that property. They do it on big high-rise buildings. They do it on country clubs and estates like Donald Trump's. But I don't think it's been done. And if the judge is acting in this situation where he's acting political and not following the rule of law, not following the Constitution, not following what the commerce of these properties are, step down, because you are just playing politics now. And there's no way that there can be politics in courts. If there is, we're all in trouble. You and I, we're in trouble. Not just Donald Trump. Listen, that's it for this Monday. If you would like to talk in more detail on confidential issues that you would like to bounce off another idea, another individual, you can schedule online at www.lodge-co.com. If you go right there, all my information is there. If you have a question, a business question, send it to thebusinessadvisor@gmail.com. That's it for today. Everybody go out and have a great day. I will talk with you soon. Bye-bye.